Welcome to episode 14 of action RPG game in Unity, GridInventory Part 2. So we have implemented basic UI for soon-to-be inventory. What we need to do is actually store items on the grid. So once again I drew a basic icon for the item. Items can be of any size, but the best practice is trying to make them to be of the size of the space they will be occupying. So I drew this diamond which will occupy 1 by 1 space. And because of this, it is of size 32 by 32 pixels, because in my game I will be using a base of 32 by 32. If you are aiming for more pixelated art, you might want to go for like 16 by 16 pixels or something like this. It's up to you to decide. Good, now let's create an item on the scene. Create image object. Set sprite to be diamond. To make it of the size of the image, click on Set Native Size button. Set the raycast target to be false. Good. Create another new script inventory item. Open the item grid. Create a new 2D array for inventory item called inventory item grid. Now we want to initiate the grid on the start, and we want to make sure the grid object is of correct size. So create and call a new method called init. Where you will pass two parameters, width and height. Inside, we want to initiate the inventory item grid, with the range based on the width and height of the grid. Then create new vector2 variable called size. We want to calculate target size for our object, so multiply width by the tile size width. And multiply height by tile size height. Assign the size to size delta on rect transform. In the start, we need to pass parameters to init to set the size of the grid. Make two serialized fields for the grid size and pass them as a parameter. Let's test this. Let's try to set the grid to all kinds of sizes. Let's say 3 by 3. When we launch the game, grid will resize for the specified grid size. You can set any size here, and if we set 16 by 7, it will be our original planned size. The size of the grid on the screen in the editor is not important. What is important is grid size parameters we set in the inspector. I specified in the item grid component. That's what defines the size of your grid. Good. So as you can see, we can change the size of the grid to anything, and because of how we implemented our mouse input, the grid will work even if we move it to any position on the screen. Open the inventory item. Here we need to describe the item which will be stored in the inventory. Create two public variables for size width and size height, which will represent the size of the object on the grid map. How many tiles in your inventory this object will take. Let's go back to the editor and prefab our item. Let's rename it into inventory item prefab. Do not confuse the inventory item object with the prefab for items on the floor. Delete it off the scene. Open item grid script. We want to introduce a system to place new items into the grid. Create a new method called placeItem with 3 parameters. First is inventory item. And 2 position, one for X and one for Y position on the grid. Inside this method we want to place the item on the grid. So first we need to get reference to rect transform of the inventory item we are placing into the grid, so we will be able to change its position of the object on the canvas. Then let's parent this object to the grid. Assign the reference for inventory item to the array in the grid position we want our object to be in. This will link specific item to specific tile on the grid, essentially placing it in that position. Now we need to calculate the position of the item icon on the scene, so create a new variable called position of type vector2. Then we want to calculate position on x-axis. Multiply position on the grid on x-axis by the tile size width. Because our icon has pivot in the center, we need to add an offset tile size width divided by 2. Let's do the same for y position. And assign the position to local position. Actually, position on screen is incorrect. It should be position on grid, because it is position of object on the screen, relatively inside the bounds of the grid object. Set the prefab anchor to be top left point. For testing purposes, let's instantiate the inventory item on the start and send it to the place item. Create a serialized reference to the inventory item prefab. And in the start, instantiate the item object and get the inventory item component. Then pass it to place item. Instead of parenting like this, we should use the setParent. Let's test this. Okay, the height calculation is wrong, we need to inverse it. Good. As you can see, our item is getting placed according to the position we are passing as a parameter. Please consider supporting me on Patreon. You will get cool perks like being featured like those cool people you can see on the screen right now, or access to project files. Now we want to make it possible to pick up the item from the grid and move it around on the grid. Open Inventory Controller. So when we press the mouse button, we want to pick up the object of the grid from the cell we clicked on. So we have a getTileGridPosition, which returns tile position on the grid. Store the position we clicked into a variable. Then we need a variable for item we are currently dragging around. In the Get Mouse button down, check if the selected item null. Then we will want to attempt to pick up from the grid. Otherwise we want to place the item on the grid. So for pick up item we need a new method with two parameters, for X and Y position on the grid. And we already have place item. Create the pickup method, where we will return the item placed into the grid. Then you need to store the reference to the item which will be returned into the variable. Return the item placed in this position. We're picking item out of our inventory, so we need to set the tile we picked from to be null, because well, if you pick up an item from that tile, it is gone from this position, so there is nothing anymore. Go back to the inventory controller. The item which you just picked up store into selected item variable. Then if you have selected item, it means you are carrying an item you want to place somewhere. So call place item. And after you place an item, set the selected item to be null. Let's test this. Okay, let's try to create multiple items in the grid. As you can see, it works great. But if we overlap objects, it will cause an issue. We will deal with this just a little later. Now we want to visualize the dragged item icon on the screen. It's simple, you just need to drag around the currently selected item game object. In the inventory controller, when we pick up item, we need to store the reference to the rect transform of this item. Then update if the selected item is not null, assign the position of the mouse to the position of the item rect transform. Good. Good, this is it for this episode. Special thank you to each May, the Salt Hash Do, for their generous support. With best regards, see you in the next episode.